Okay.
While this is taking place, Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. This is her quote. I don't know if you saw this or not when she gave that.
Patrick Bet-David has added fuel to one of the biggest conversations in basketball after delivering a powerful opinion during a recent podcast. His remarks came in response to the growing controversy surrounding comments reportedly made by Brittney Griner about Caitlin Clark. What started as a single discussion quickly grew into a much wider debate about race, equal treatment, and how today's athletes are viewed by both the media and the public. As video clips spread across social media, reactions poured in from fans, analysts, and sports personalities, transforming the story into one of the hottest topics in the basketball world.
From 41. What the hell is going on with WNBA that they cannot handle all this attention that they're getting, as well as the hate and anger?
Patrick Bet-David continued the conversation by challenging the criticism from a completely different angle. During the discussion, he referenced Brittney Griner's time in a Russian prison while questioning why some people were criticizing the growing attention and success the WNBA is experiencing. His remarks spread rapidly online, triggering a wave of reactions across social media and sports platforms. The debate soon shifted to whether his strongest argument was highlighting Griner's past or insisting that the league should welcome the record-breaking interest, increased visibility, and new opportunities that have brought the WNBA into a much bigger spotlight.
I'd have fun with you. Brittney Griner, what she says, right there, watch this. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching.
Patrick Bet-David sparked widespread discussion after responding to Brittney Griner's recent comments about the changing environment around Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. During the conversation, Griner reflected on how different the league used to feel, saying there was a time when games were so quiet that some fans could sit in the stands and work on a laptop while watching. Her remarks quickly gained attention online, with many people viewing them as part of a much larger debate about race, media coverage, and the WNBA's rapid rise in popularity. Bet-David strongly disagreed with that perspective, arguing that the league's record-breaking attention, growing fan interest, and increased exposure should be welcomed instead of questioned. His response spread quickly across social media, prompting passionate reactions from fans, analysts, and commentators, and turning the discussion into one of the biggest talking points in basketball.
Used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, it's like there's large gatherings of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score, like we're there for their entertainment. You are! The whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either my performance or some light racism. But
Griner described how WNBA games once had a much calmer atmosphere, with smaller audiences and far less energy than what fans see today. According to her, the league's recent surge in popularity has completely changed the experience, creating louder arenas and placing players under greater pressure every time they step onto the court. The conversation became even more controversial when she shared an incident involving a father and daughter in the crowd. She admitted she could not clearly hear what they were saying but wondered if their comments were aimed at her performance or possibly motivated by racism. That speculation quickly divided fans, with many arguing that it was difficult to draw conclusions without knowing exactly what had been said. Patrick Bet-David took a very different view of the situation. During the discussion, he referenced Griner's widely reported detention in Russia and the prisoner exchange that led to her return to the United States. From his perspective, the bigger story was not the crowd incident but the WNBA's remarkable rise in popularity. He argued that the league's record attendance, growing fan support, and increased national attention should be seen as positive developments rather than something to criticize, a position that fueled even more debate across social media and the sports world.
Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about, especially something like this.
Brittney Griner's return to the United States came through a widely publicized prisoner exchange involving Victor Bout, a convicted international arms dealer, a decision that sparked intense national debate. Supporters argued that bringing an American citizen home was the right priority, while critics questioned the consequences of trading such a high-profile prisoner. During the discussion, Patrick Bet-David referenced that moment to argue that Griner's past experience should provide perspective on the opportunities now surrounding the WNBA. He said the league is experiencing unprecedented growth, attracting larger crowds, greater media coverage, and more public attention than ever before, and that this increased visibility should be appreciated rather than criticized. His comments quickly gained traction online, adding even more momentum to an already heated debate about the WNBA's rapid rise, the pressures that come with greater exposure, and the different opinions surrounding the league's changing landscape.
It doesn't matter what sport you are. It doesn't matter what sport you pick. That's how fans act in every arena. In every arena. So, and then when you, clearly she's not remembering who they let out to get her back.
The merchant of death.
The merchant of death. An arms dealer that wanted to kill American citizens.
After returning to the United States and resuming her WNBA career, Brittney Griner drew significant attention with comments about how the league's crowds have become louder, larger, and far more intense than in previous years. Her remarks quickly sparked debate, with Patrick Bet-David arguing that someone who had overcome such a difficult experience abroad might be expected to appreciate the opportunity to compete professionally again rather than view the league's growing excitement as a concern. He maintained that the WNBA's soaring popularity, rising attendance, stronger television ratings, expanding sponsorships, and increasing national recognition should be celebrated as signs of progress. The timing of the discussion added even more fuel to the debate, as many observers pointed to Caitlin Clark as a major force behind the league's recent surge in interest. Critics of Griner's comments argued that the passionate fans filling arenas are the very people helping create new opportunities for every player. The conversation also expanded into questions about race and media attention, with Bet-David acknowledging that some believe Clark's background contributes to her visibility, while insisting that her popularity is driven mainly by her remarkable performances, competitive style, and ability to attract millions of new fans to women's basketball. His response quickly spread across social media, turning the discussion into another major flashpoint in the ongoing conversation surrounding the WNBA's rapid growth.
WNBA says they want to get paid more. They're saying this year they're going to make $1 billion. That's what they're saying, okay? For the first time ever. Now that Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks, did you see ticket prices? Insane. Let me read you the ticket prices. After Caitlin Clark's been hurt for 2 weeks. All right? So let's go through this. Caitlin Clark absence is having an immediate impact beyond the court. According to data shared by Yahoo Sports via TickPick, prices for 2 specific Indiana Fever away games against the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics dropped sharply after Clark was sidelined. Before the injury, the lowest ticket available for Fever's matchup in Chicago was $86. For the game in Washington, fans needed at least $41 to get in. After the news of Clark's absence, those get-in prices fell to $25 from $86 and $14.
Patrick Bet-David also pointed to ticket demand as an example of how much the WNBA has changed in recent years. He argued that when Caitlin Clark missed games because of injury, ticket prices for several Indiana Fever matchups dropped noticeably, suggesting that her absence had a major effect on fan interest and overall demand. According to Bet-David, those changes demonstrate just how influential Clark has become in driving the league's growing popularity, making criticism of today's louder and more passionate crowds even more controversial for many fans. The discussion also revisited how different the WNBA atmosphere used to be, with Brittney Griner recalling an era of smaller crowds and quieter arenas. Critics responded by saying those low attendance figures were part of the reason the league struggled for visibility and financial growth for so many years. Bet-David pushed back by arguing that the packed arenas, enthusiastic supporters, and increased national attention should be viewed as signs of the league's success rather than problems. He encouraged the conversation to focus on the WNBA's remarkable growth, stronger fan engagement, and the new opportunities created by its expanding audience instead of centering the debate primarily on race or claims of victimhood. Rather than concentrating on the controversy, Patrick Bet-David argued that the real story is the WNBA's extraordinary rise in popularity. He said Brittney Griner overcame a difficult chapter overseas, returned to the United States, and resumed playing in a league that is now receiving record levels of attention, media coverage, and fan support. In his view, Packed arenas and energetic crowds are clear signs of progress that should be welcomed, not criticized. Bet David also compared the WNBA to major professional leagues such as the NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL, where athletes regularly perform in front of loud, demanding crowds and intense public scrutiny is considered part of competing at the highest level. He argued that greater success naturally brings higher expectations and more attention. Referring again to Griner's detention in Russia, he suggested that such an experience would lead many people to appreciate the opportunity to compete on a major stage. He also addressed the spotlight surrounding Caitlin Clark, saying that history shows every transformational athlete faces both praise and criticism. Using Michael Jordan as an example, Bet David argued that players who change the direction of a sport often become the focus of intense debate because of the enormous impact they have on the game.
And she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. We lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the number 1 overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats. The girl is spectacular. It's not like she's not a scrub. She's not only can play, she's a star caliber player who draws this attention. And maybe it's because that fan base that she has and her being a young white lady.
Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA reaches far beyond headlines and social media discussions. Rising ticket demand, stronger television audiences, increased merchandise sales, and record-breaking online engagement have all highlighted the league's growing popularity, with many supporters viewing these trends as clear signs of lasting growth rather than temporary excitement. Against that backdrop, Brittney Griner's comments about race and fan behavior attracted significant attention, with some critics arguing that it was unfair to speculate about the intentions of spectators without knowing exactly what had been said. They believed such assumptions could create unnecessary division instead of recognizing the enthusiasm that has helped elevate the league. The discussion also reflected just how dramatically the WNBA has evolved over the past few years. Once known for smaller crowds and limited national exposure, the league now finds itself in the spotlight, with Caitlin Clark widely recognized by many observers as a key figure behind its increased visibility. As interest continues to grow, players, coaches, and the league are adjusting to an environment where every game, interview, and storyline receives far greater public attention than before. Patrick Bet-David added another perspective by arguing that Griner's experience overseas made the conversation even more significant, suggesting that many people would expect someone who had endured detention in Russia to have an even deeper appreciation for the opportunity to return home and compete in front of passionate American fans. Patrick Bet-David argued that focusing on the challenges of louder, more passionate crowds misses the bigger picture. In his view, those enthusiastic supporters are the very reason the WNBA is reaching new heights, bringing greater energy, stronger fan engagement, and more opportunities for everyone involved. Many critics agreed, saying that questioning the intentions of dedicated fans without clear evidence could damage the relationship between players and the audience helping the league grow. The timing of Brittney Griner's remarks added even more attention to the discussion because they came as the WNBA continues to experience record attendance, rising television audiences, and increasing sponsorship interest. Looking at the issue from a business standpoint, Bet-David argued that passionate fans are the foundation of every successful sports league. He said their support drives ticket sales, boosts television revenue, attracts major sponsors, and ultimately creates better financial opportunities for players and teams. To illustrate his point, he compared criticizing enthusiastic crowds to a business owner complaining about having too many customers, arguing that growing public interest is not a problem to solve but a sign that the league is moving in the right direction. Patrick Bet-David also compared professional sports to the entertainment industry, arguing that musicians, actors, and other performers usually see energetic audiences as a sign that they have connected with the public. In his view, the same principle applies to sports, where passionate fans reflect growing success rather than a problem. He said that greater popularity naturally brings greater expectations, and athletes, like any public figure, cannot enjoy the benefits of increased attention without also accepting the added pressure that comes with it. While acknowledging that conversations about race are important and deserve careful discussion, Bet-David argued that they should not overshadow the measurable factors behind the WNBA's recent rise, including higher attendance, stronger television audiences, growing fan engagement, and improved business performance. He maintained that Caitlin Clark's influence is backed by those visible results, pointing to the increased excitement surrounding the league as evidence of her impact. Bet David also suggested that Brittney Griner had a responsibility to consider how her comments might be interpreted during a period when women's basketball is receiving more attention than ever before. Referring once again to the widely publicized prisoner exchange that brought Griner back to the United States, he argued that the event highlighted the value placed on her freedom and her opportunity to continue playing professionally, reinforcing his belief that the league's current momentum should be appreciated as a positive step forward. Patrick Bet-David argued that the context surrounding Brittney Griner's comments made the discussion far more controversial than it first appeared. In his view, after everything the WNBA has worked to achieve over the years, growing crowds, increased media attention, and rising fan interest should be seen as clear signs of progress rather than something to criticize. He emphasized that the league is experiencing one of the biggest periods of growth in its history, with higher television ratings, stronger financial momentum, and more public attention than ever before. According to Bet David, this is exactly the kind of success players and the league have been striving for, making it an opportunity to build an even stronger future instead of focusing only on the challenges that come with greater visibility. His comments resonated with many viewers who felt the WNBA should embrace this moment and continue building on its momentum. Bet David also said that someone who had experienced the loss of personal freedom would likely have an even deeper appreciation for the opportunity to return home and compete in front of thousands of passionate supporters. His overall message centered on gratitude, perspective, and recognizing the important role that fans play in the success of professional sports. While Griner expressed concerns about the league's changing atmosphere, Bet David argued that the bigger picture is the WNBA's unprecedented growth, expanding fan base, and increasing opportunities for every player involved. His response quickly became one of the most talked about viewpoints in the ongoing debate, with many supporters agreeing that the league's current success should be embraced as a milestone rather than treated as a problem.